Hello there, people. It's me, Gareth, and I'm here to present Gareth and Hannah's awesome PowerPoint presentation on the causes of World War One. Now, I know it might be scary thinking, well, Gareth's on the board speaking and he's also sat in the room speaking, but trust me, it's not that weird. I mean, look at him with his awesome moustache. Go on, look at it. Okay, I've stalled for time enough. Yes, this is our PowerPoint presentation showing you the causes of World War One. Let's hope I don't speak ridiculously fast and ruin this video. Now, one of the first major causes of World War One was mutual defence alliances, or MDAs, because it's easier to say. Over time, countries throughout Europe made mutual defence agreements that would pull them into battle. If one country was attacked, allied countries were bound to defend them. Before World War One, the following alliances existed. Russia and Serbia. That was a Russian accent. Germany and Austria-Hungary. That was a French accent. France and Russia. That was a Russian accent. Britain and France and Belgium. That was a British accent. And I'm not going to do Japan because I won't be able to do it justice. Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Russia got involved to defend Serbia. Germany, seeing Russia mobilising, declared war on Russia. France was then drawn in against Germany and Austria-Hungary. Germany attacked France through Belgium, pulling Britain into the war. Then Japan entered the war. Later, Italy and the United States would enter on the side of the Allies. So you see, the mutual defence alliances pretty much stated that if your country gets attacked, we're going to defend you. And that kind of led to, I don't know, the whole world joining in World War One. And yeah, there's that shaking. The second reason? Imperialism. Imperialism is when a country increases their power and wealth by bringing additional territories under their control. Before World War One, Africa and parts of Asia were points of contention amongst the European countries. This was especially true because of the raw materials these areas could provide. The increasing competition and desire for greater empires led to an increase in confrontation that helped push the world into World War One. And that's it shaking. Oh, look at this awesome... Oh, yeah, that was awesome, I realise. Hannah did a really good job here. Militarism is the third reason World War One happened. As the world entered the 20th century, an arms race had begun. By 1914, Germany had the greatest increase in military build-up. Great Britain and Germany both greatly increased their navies in this time period. Further, in Germany and Russia particularly, the military establishment began to have a greater influence on public policy. This increase in militarism helped push the countries involved to war. So pretty much Europe and the majority of the world was just arming themselves. So they were pretty much setting themselves up for a war. I know, this is even more awesome. I know. Fourth reason, nationalism. Much of the origin of the war was based on the desire of the Slavic peoples in Bosnia and Herzegovina, now that is a real tongue twister to say, to no longer be part of Austria-Hungary, but instead be part of Serbia. In this way, nationalism led directly to the war. But in a more general way, the nationalism of the various countries throughout Europe contributed not only to the beginning, but the extension of the war in Europe. Each country tried to prove their dominance and power. So pretty much, each country was just saying, I'm harder than you, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. And, well, that's kind of what happened, really. Oh, that was awesome as well. The fifth reason, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. And to think, he went on to make such great music. Yes, I hate myself as much as you hate me now for that terrible joke. The immediate cause of World War One that made all the aforementioned items come into play was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary. In June 1914, a Serbian nationalist assassinated him and his wife while they were on their way to Sarajevo, Bosnia, which was part of Austria-Hungary. This was in protest to Austria-Hungary having control of this region. Serbia wanted to take control of Bosnia and Herzegovina. And I realised that my Skype just came up then, guys, and this is really unprofessional, but this is going well, so let's carry on. This assassination led to Austria-Hungary declaring war on Serbia. When Russia began to mobilise due to its alliance with Serbia, Germany declared war on Russia. Thus began the expansion of the war to include all those involved in the mutual defence alliances. And now we're going to be showing a short video interlude of the 5 battles of Ypres and the Battle of Gallipoli. Please enjoy. And these were the major battles of the war that we were told to investigate. And that's that wiggling. Begin video. The first Battle of Ypres took place between October the 30th to November the 24th, 1914. British, French and Belgian troops were outnumbered by the Germans, who were trying to get to the English Channel. The Allies won the battle after 34 days of fighting, and the fighting went a little bit something like this. Phew, phew. Ah, we're Germans and we're dying, oh no. Now there's tanks shooting at the English, oh no, and look, there's a Frenchman running away and everything. Oh, but the Belgians, oh yeah, the Belgians, they're killing everyone. Oh, and the British, yeah, oh no, all the Germans have died and the planes fly away. And yeah, it started trench warfare on the Western Front, is one of the other major factors of this war, the First Battle of Ypres. The second battle took place between April the 22nd to May the 25th, 1915. The Germans used a new weapon, gas. They used poisonous chlorine gas. It was heavier than air and flowed over the ground and into Allied trenches. After 5 weeks of fighting, the battle was going nowhere for either side. For example, everyone's falling over, not just the Germans. And feel sorry for this French guy with an artillery right next to him. And again, the planes just flew away. The Allies had 60,000 casualties, the Germans had a total of 35,000 casualties, and that was the Second Battle of Ypres. The third battle took place between July the 31st and it went on to November the 10th, 1917. On June 17th, the British took the village of Messines. Between July 31st to November 10th, an extreme amount of rainfall and artillery fire made the battlefield into a muddy swamp. There you go. The Germans who were in, it was almost impossible to march across. The Germans who were in concrete bunkers killed a lot of the Allied troops with mustard gas and machine guns. The Canadians, represented by the French flag, you know, because they speak French, not because we forgot to make a Canadian flag. They eventually took the village of Passchendaele after months of fighting. Again, everyone dies, yay, hooray, and the plane flies away. The Allies then stopped their offensive. In the end, the Allies only gained 8 kilometres. Now, whilst there were 2 other battles of Ypres, the information we found on the internet was either unreliable or just too dense for us to be able to condense. So we're going to move on to our other battle that we were told to do, which is the Gallipoli campaign of 1915 to 1916. This is also known as the Battle of Gallipoli or the Dardanelles campaign, which was an unsuccessful attempt by the Allied powers to control the sea route from Europe to Russia during World War I. The campaign began with a failed naval attack by British and French ships on the Dardanelles Straits in February to March 1915. Psh, oh look, we're the French and we can't do anything, let's run away. And we're British and we put a ship on top of another ship and... It continued with a major land invasion of the Gallipoli Peninsula on April the 25th, involving British and French troops, as well as divisions of the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. And when they saw what was happening in the war, they were like, crikey, we better run, because this is a great accent. Lack of sufficient intelligence, I know British intelligent is just a contradictory term, and knowledge of the terrain, along with a fierce Turkish resistance, clearly shown by the fact there are lots of Turkish people here, hampered the success of the invasion. By mid-October, Allied forces had suffered heavy casualties, as you can see, and this French guy had an artillery up his... and they'd made little headway from their initial landing sites, so this is their initial landing sites, they pretty much got there. Evacuation began in December 1915 and was completed early the following January. And I know what you're thinking, what happened to the planes? Well, they stayed where they were. I'd just like to say thank you, and this is the end. Thanks for watching, listening, tolerating my voice for this video. On behalf of me and Hannah Bullivant, we would just like to say we love you guys. Hope you enjoyed.